Rust is in a really weird spot. I don't think it's going to be the title of the video, but that's my statement. That's my overall thoughts of the game right now. I'm going to break it down in like 7 different little categories I just wrote on docs in like 20 seconds. I don't know. I just had to splurge out my thoughts on this video game. I could have done it in like a fashion where like, I don't know, sitting, talking, had video guys see my camera, but I was like, what if I just play the game and then talk while I'm playing the game? But if you click on this video, you probably have a similar thought to me. You probably have thought like, why does Rust not feel how it did a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4, however long I've been playing the game? And you're 100% not alone. Like every content creator I've seen, like Blueprint, big one. Blueprint's like one of the biggest content creators in the world on Rust. Love to see it, love to see it. But even he's complained that like this game is in a really rough area, and he had like a comprehensive list. He went update to update, starting at like I don't even remember. I think it was like the gunplay update all the way to current, and he had like a tier list of all. But I'm not gonna do all that. I just wanted to give my general, pretty normal player, because I'm not a huge YouTuber, so like thoughts on this game and what is happening, because it's just not. It doesn't. I don't know, dude. It's not. It doesn't hit. It doesn't hit how it used to. It does not hit how it could. I want to start off the list though with playing solo / group only zones. Now this only affects you if you play like solo, maybe duo, maybe even trio. I'm not sure. I don't really play in trios or duos, so like I don't know how the experience fully goes there, but I can give my testimony that solo feels horrible, and it has for like a year. Like solo has felt absolute garbage. And I think for one part, it's just the fact that like this game just favors numbers so heavily. The way that like, just the way the game works, the way the gunplay works, the way fighting works, the way the game is built. If you have more numbers, then you win, at least for the most part, unless you're like Aiden. But I don't have, you know, 13 million hours to spare, so it's like groups win fights. That's just how it is. If you're solo trying to raid a 7-man, you will lose. And of course it's like, but it's kind of obvious, man. Of course you don't have the numbers. You shouldn't have to have the numbers. Like there should be a way to enjoy every section of this game. At least it's not group dependent without having a group. Think of a game like, dude, I don't know, Fortnite. Think of a game like Fortnite and Valorant, right? I play a lot of Valorant, play a little bit of Fortnite. In Fortnite, if you're just the better player, if you're going up against a 4-man squad, you'll probably still win. Like the game has skill set dependent attributes to the game that allow solos and maybe even duos to like actually prevail against bigger groups. Valorant on the other hand as well, like if you're playing Reyna because you like shooting people and like, you know, honing in on your aim skill, if you're 1v5 on a bomb site, you can win. Like it's not even the most unrealistic thing in the world for a 1v5 clutch to occur. This game though, if you're like 1v5 at Excavator or Oil Rig and you come out winning, that's like a 1 million view TikTok clip. Like you just hit a clip of your life. You gotta show all your friends, show the entire world, show everybody how great you are for just winning a single fight against a bigger group than you. And that feels like a design flaw to me. I'm not sure exactly how they can go about it. Probably gunplay. We'll get into that later. The second half of that being group only zones. Think about like launch site, Excavator, large oil rig. If you are a solo or duo player and you guys don't have around 20,000 hours combined, you're not taking control of any of those monuments, not even close. Oh my, don't even get me started on the little, what are they called? Quarries. HQM quarry, sulfur quarry. I've never touched one of those in my life. I've like snuck into a compound and probably got like a gun kit or something. But to actually build up, oh my god, building. Let me not get ahead of myself. I'm basically saying that solo feels horrible compared to the group version of the game, which I feel like the group version was intended. But like, dude, there's so many solo players and there's no opportunity for like solo only. There's a couple solo only modded servers that get no pop. So you can't even like, oh, well, how would the game feel if everybody was solo fending for themselves? You can't even really experience it. The best you can do is duo. And then even then you have to get on like Paranoid, Duo, 3X, War Bandits, Duo, Dies in a Day. Like there's no official Rust game options to enjoy the game solo as you can as a group. So that's one of my biggest gripes right now, because you know I do all my content solo. It's just so boring. Progression / farming to playing ratio. Now this one I've had a gripe with forever. I just don't like farming. It's not my thing. Like I genuinely just like grubbing. I like making plays. I like getting loot. I don't like headshot. Okay, I like progressing the game via PvP because that's what actually brings me into this game and many others. Like that's like the competitive aspect of the game, is just fighting people, killing people, boom bam kill cool, boom ba 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 ba. Sitting there, other than like, you know, a jackhammer is satisfying from time to time, but I don't like farming. And I feel like the farming to playing ratio is really absurd once you want to progress. Like a lot of you guys are probably newer viewers, some of you are probably older. I really don't farm. It's honestly rare to get a farming montage out of me unless I'm like breaking a tree for something to craft. And it's another reason why you never see me in a compound. You never see me in a base past like this grade of building. One, there's no real incentive to farm that much, especially as a solo. It kind of wraps back to the first part. I can farm and build up my base. If a 4-man comes to raid me, it doesn't matter how built up my base is, I'm outnumbered. Like, I can have the best wide gaps in the world. If I'm not 10k hours or I have another human accompanying me on my wipe, I'm cooked. There's no real incentive, and the farm is just kind of absurd, especially on vanilla, dude. Vanilla is not playable as intended as a solo. I feel like the only way to realistically progress on a vanilla as like an average player is to probably start a few days late and find Decayed, or like find farm bots and just like bully them in the snow and just hope you don't get raided. It's weird. Bigger issue is the lack of meaningful updates. I genuinely cannot remember a big update since the gunplay update. Because sure, they've added a lot, right? They've added a lot of cool things, but I mean meaningful, not big updates. I mean meaningful. Almost every update has felt like an addition to the game, which is cool. You don't want the game to get stale. You want it to like be additive. You don't just want to, you know, hone in on, I was about to lie. You do want to hone in on every aspect of the game and like perfect the game as it is and then add. I would actually hope they did that, but they're mine. They don't have to. I think they have like an expansive train of thought where it's like, if we make the game bigger, if we add more to the game, people will like it more, which some people probably do. Probably like newer players. Like, it's probably just cool to see new biomes and like new items and all that. I just want them to perfect what is already in the game. Like, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for perfection, or even just like, I don't know, dude. Again, wrap back to Valorant. Whether you like the game or not, the structure of the game, the base game, is wonderful, dude. Like, that game is amazing. Like, it doesn't matter if you like it or not. The game is built amazingly. Like, it's extremely balanced. Oh, hold on, guys. Let's make a play. Oh, dude, is a full set of clothes not enough for Radtown Tier 0 Monument? Where was I at? Meaningful. I want them to perfect the game like other games do. I want them to perfect the base game before being like, oh, let's add this, let's add that, let's add that. Speaking of additions, oh my God, the jungle. The jungle is actually going to be a point for me. A single point on its own is the jungle. And the crazy thing is, right, okay, does this map have like heavy jungle? It doesn't. And I know exactly why. It has a slight little area. Most maps are fully halved off by an entire jungle area. Then they have snow on left or right. They have desert on left or right. And they have a bit of patch of grass in the middle. The jungle is so bad. I don't know. I haven't seen enough people complain about it. Maybe I'm just like in the dark here. Maybe I'm alone. The jungle feels awful from every aspect. I actually don't think there's anything cool. The only cool thing I can point out is those trees where you can climb up and there's vines to stand on. And even then, it just kind of adds and fuels like grub culture in this game where like nobody actually gets guns, just want to get like DB or like a tier 1, tier 2 SMG or something like that. And then just like wait until a geared kid comes across their screen. And I do that too, because that's like the most effective way to play this video game. But like, dude, the jungle feels bad. Like, it feels really bad. Is this guy gonna actually throw a spear? What the jungle feels absolutely awful. And I can attest to that from the day it came out. I was excited slightly, right? I've seen the trailer or whatever, and I was like, oh, they're adding a whole new biome. I mean, that's cool, dude. Like, we got grass, we got desert, we got this. Now we can have jungle. Like, I hope they have a bunch of cool monuments, maybe even like go full Minecraft on them, where we got like the jungle ruins and there's like a cave with puzzles and traps. They added those tiny little Aztec 3 milli crate box spawns in that one place that like is kind of like a, I don't know, like a radioactive center with some water in the middle. What else did they add? The trader that can give you a Revy for 150 scrap? Not to mention, it just takes up so much of the map. Almost every single map you're spawning in the jungle, not by any choice. You have to spawn in the jungle. Like, that's literally the starting zone of the map. There's no monuments. There's 15,000 breeds of animals that will relentlessly hunt you no matter what, and almost 1 to 2 shot you with like the jaguar and the tiger. And now they got alligators? Dude, when did this game turn into like Animal Crossing? I just want a PvP. Like, I don't know, dude. It feels like a bit of a maybe long-term thought out update where like it will pay off one day, just having a more expansive and like diverse map. But right now it doesn't feel that way because the game has issues. Like, it actually does have issues to solve, and there's glaring issues too. Like there's issues to solve, and instead of being like, okay, let's put the jungle on the back burner, solve the issues with the game, make it a bit more fun, and then let's get real expansive and cool with this stuff. No, they're like, guys, take the jungle, take tigers and jaguars in an area that you can't yet fight them. You're spawning in naked. 60% of the time you spawn in naked, you're getting hunted by an animal. So it's like, you just kind of have to fight to get a bag outside of the jungle to start your wipe. I don't know a single soul who willingly bases in jungle except for like will jump for the aesthetic, man. Like, I don't know, dude. It's I'm getting carried away. I hate the jungle. You can tell. I really do hate the jungle. Next, scrap is boring. I'm gonna make this one pretty short because everybody and their mother has talked about scrap being a bad system. I just think it's boring because, okay, I wasn't playing enough back when scrap and the tech tree wasn't really around to like fully grasp how the game functioned back then. We have like Blue Mondays or whatever, which like Blueprint made a server where tech tree doesn't exist, stuff like that. But I can't really fully grasp the gameplay loop, so I can't fully judge it and be like, oh, let's go back to the glory days, because I wasn't there. I'm not gonna sit there and lie, but I can say that scrap being the only guaranteed way of progression, because like let's say PvP, it's very like volatile. Like there's no guarantee to it. So I'll get on the game and I'll try and snowball for an hour, and if it just goes bad, it just goes bad. I don't get guns, I don't get progress, I just lose. So scrap is the only guaranteed way of progressing, and it's boring, like really boring. Like there's actually not a single ounce of fun to it. There's not even a mini game in the recycler, man. Like there's nothing. It's just a boring system. If they could either replace scrap or rework, I think just rework it. I don't think they have to replace it. Dude, gambling's kind of fun. You know it's bad when the only fun mechanic to do with your game's currency is the gambling at outposts. There's times where I'll have like 750 scrap and I could buy a mini, but I'd rather gamble to at least get that hit of fun. Like I just want like a hit of fun from the system. You get scrap, you tech tree, you get scrap, you get workbench, you get scrap, you buy things at outposts. Like, I don't know, dude. It doesn't feed a fun gameplay loop, in my opinion. That's just me, though. And others, not just me. Next, if scrap is boring, gunplay is stale. Oh my god, guys, he said it. Gunplay is boring. I'm not gonna be like, I am gonna be like, please bring back overkill in some fashion, maybe like a mode, maybe a setting, I don't know. But the current gunplay is stale. It works for other games where let's say Call of Duty, right? You don't have to learn an advanced recoil pattern to understand the game, which even then, people believe that you have to either have what we have now and a very, very specific, learnable, 100% like error-proof system for gunplay. You don't have to have, there's in-betweens. People forget that like in-betweens do exist in this world. You don't have to have the extremes. But the way it is right now, it doesn't work for us. It works for like Call of Duty because gunplay, even though it's a gun game, it isn't the center of the gameplay, to be honest. COD has never been very reliant on your actual skill using a gun, if that makes sense, and it especially isn't now. Now it's like really about like movement, and let's say if we were to go like to Warzone, like game knowledge and just like understanding of the game's fundamentals and like rotating and all that silly lovely business. But Rust, the core of its game is based on the progression, and the only way to progress outside of the boring scrap system is PvP. And when you make gunplay bad, because gunplay is the pinnacle of the PvP in this game, the game is just boring, because if you want to progress normally, it's boring. If you want to progress through PvP, it's boring, and the gunplay just isn't fun. Like it isn't fun, and it doesn't reward anything. Like there's no reward to it. I don't feel good beaming somebody in this game, especially with anything below an AK. And even that AK, it does a lot of damage, that's why I like using it, but like there's no extreme like, dude, I just love the feel of the AK in my hands, man. It's so great. Hold on, let me murk this guy real quick. But that Tommy guy's not related, right? Are they like a 5-man? Huh? Maybe I kill Tommy Kid and make a play? This guy just like doesn't notice that like I'm not his teammate, maybe? Come here. No way, right? Where's my Yoko? Where's my Yoko? No! Gunplay is stale. Even the highest guns in the game still don't feel like they have a skill curve, a learning curve, anything like that. They don't feel like rewarding in any significant amount. Like it feels rewarding to get a bunch of loot, but even then, dude, I don't know. It's not the best thing in the world. It's not super fun. And I think something I forgot to add on point 2, progression. The progression system has a cap, and it's honestly pretty low. And like this game, I feel like you could expand so much longer, whether it's like, okay, I'm not a gameplay dev, so I'm not gonna actually try and brainstorm ideas because they're not going to be good. But I know for a fact a team of like dozens, hundreds, whatever, however big Face Punch in like their studios for Rust is, can definitely come up with ways to uncap the experience. I think of Rust similar to Minecraft, where like once you do everything you can in Minecraft, which doesn't take that long to do, it's kind of boring. You have to like make your own little rule sets. Like, why do you think there's so many videos where people are like, I want to wall in the entire map? Nowhere in the game is that ever supposed to be a thing. It's just like there's nothing else to do. Like you get to a point where you have AKs, you have a bunch of loot, you have your base HQM, like your core at least, like you have all this stuff, and it's like, why would I want to progress anymore? Why do you think people don't play monthlies for over a week? Because like you can't really enjoy a monthly for the entire month until you start making up like arbitrary progression rules. Like you have to be the one to create the progression. And sure, it's cool, it leads to like community creativity, but it feels honestly a little lazy on like the Rust team to not have progression already set in place when it comes to like the later game. Like there's nothing to do. That gets me to my last point, which is more targeted towards like me, other content creators, and any of you guys that like are beginning to be content creators, or any established ones, like, hey, like any famous YouTubers. Little room for innovation content wise. I have a Google Doc. I seen this video from like Colin and Samir. They make like YouTube videos about YouTubers, and they were like, guys, one of the cool rule books, right? Make a list of 100 video ideas. Whether before you start your channel, if you already have one, and make it now. Make 100 video ideas. Try and like start creating like 10 of them before you start launching or something like that. I don't know. Just something like have stuff ready and prepare content. I was like, wow, that's cool. Let me go make 100 video ideas. I opened the doc and I got like 30 down, but they're all like titles. Like they're not really ideas, because to be completely honest, without cloning somebody else, there's not much to do. There's a couple people that have thought of some out of the box stuff, dude. Like I don't know, Erwin. That's my boy. We had a couple conversations. We're pretty chill. Dak 5, that's a newer gen kind of guy. Like he has some cool brain box stuff. Just seen one of his videos on my recommender. It's blowing up as always. Like there's some people with some cool ideas, but there's generally not much innovation to do. Like what they're doing isn't really completely new ideas. It's like Mr. Beasting what's already been done in Rust, which isn't bad. It just means like kind of pushing it to the extreme and dramaticizing their content, which I just don't find fun. I don't want to do it. Like I want to make Rust content so bad. I just don't want to do like the I built 15 million spear traps and trapped 1 million nakeds and ran the server for 80 years. Like it's just not fun to me. Like why do you think a YouTuber like Spoon Kid is so successful even though he has no innovation in his content? This guy literally makes videos called like pie emoji, pyramid. They never seen it coming. Like he's such a big YouTuber, but there's no innovation because there's nothing to do. Like he's blown off of personality, not innovation. Like he hasn't innovated anything other than like he kind of like popularized like the laid back, like goober, like chill, horse poop, low-key kind of like buns at the game at times, but it's funny. Like you love watching him fumble. Like he popularized that style of content. But as far as innovation goes, there's not much to see in his content or any of his like subsidiaries, like people near him, like Blaze, Lucky Llama, all them. Like there's just not a like there's not many. There's not a lot of room for ideas in the content space. I feel like, I don't know, dude. Maybe I'm just not creative. I've never thought I was a very creative person when it came to like video ideas and coming up with like new ideas, because I'm really good at like remixing other ideas. I show in like my music. I make music and my style is really reminiscent of people I aspire to be like. And then I'll learn how to make originality on top of that, right? Fully original ideas. It's just so hard to do in this video game. It doesn't feel like there's like any space for it. And maybe that's just me, dude. I just need like a dude, one of the most original people I've ever seen, Landroid. Yeah, Landroid, that's his name, Landroid. That dude came in the Rust community as a new player talking about some let me sell paintings. That was sick. Like that was like the most original creator I've seen in a very, 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 very long time, if not ever, in the Rust community. But when it comes to gameplay and like PvP and just fighting, there's really not a lot of room for innovation. And I don't know, it just leads to stale recording sessions and failed recording sessions, to be honest. Okay, I got a little distracted. Great little sunset for the end of the video. Dude, this game, it feels like if they just took a step back, maybe did some optimization on the actual gameplay and not adding a jungle biome that ruins everybody's FPS. And I've been getting complaints everywhere talking about, oh, how is your FPS good? I don't know, but they just ruined everything. They were like, what if we add the most gameplay and like computer and laptop intensive biome in the game to the game without optimizing anything? It's not even affecting me. It's just so annoying that they spend time in places that time does not need to be spent. If they change the gunplay a bit to make it a bit more skill, right? It doesn't have to be so alienating as the last one. I know they changed this one to 1, welcome new players, and 2, counteract scripting, which is still a problem. There's still cheaters every single server, even on the premium ones. But if they change the gunplay a little bit, change progression a little bit, and started making more mindful updates, thinking about the current state of the game and not the future of it in 2 years, we don't need the Nexus. Like, I don't even know if they're still doing that, but I remember that was like talked about on Shadowfrax for like a good year and a half, talking about some, oh, we can bridge the gap between servers and groups can invade other servers, and like we just don't need that. Like, we actually just need progression and gunplay. The most core and like easiest issues to see is to spend more resources fixing it. That's it. I don't know, dude. I think that's actually all my thoughts. The rest of this would be a yapathon. This video is probably like 30 minutes long. It's probably one of my longer videos, but nothing like my normal videos. I probably won't be making another video like this again. I just really wanted to make one because I've been off the game for a good 2 months, no uploads, and I just wanted to like just give peace of mind to how I'm feeling while playing this game. I mean, it's not fully responsible for me not making videos, but it's in part responsible because getting on the game can feel unbearable sometimes. But that's my thoughts. Little yap session. Let me know if you guys want more yap sessions. I have a lot of stuff to yap about. Bye guys. You made it to the end screen. You should watch one of these silly videos on the side. Silly videos on the side. Silly videos on the side. Silly videos on the side.